Sky Howdy, and welcome back to another episode of World Bigfoot Radio. Welcome back, everyone, and we are with returning guest Marilena from South Africa, who has not been with us for a long time since we did the episode Mayhem in South Africa, but she is here to update us on the current level of mayhem in South Africa. Welcome back to the show, Marilena.
Thank you, Duke. Thank you for giving me a voice and to let me speak.
So get us up to date now. What the heck's happening over there in the land of the weird and woo and deep, deep South Africa, where if you don't go into the water, the great white sharks try to lure you in so they can eat you.
The great white sharks, they only eat you if you go in the water and you tease them and you look like a seal with your paddleboard or your board. The most dangerous sharks here are the tiger sharks. They are the ones that actually bite, but it is so seldom. It's not really a big deal, maybe once a year, but actually people don't die from shark attacks here. Very seldom. What they mostly die of is snake bites and other type of or hippo, if you go in the rivers, that sort of thing.
And gunshot wounds.
And gunshot wounds. Here it's mostly gangs. The problem here is politics, of course, and the people in control and gangs, drugs, human trafficking. But that's been sorted out. So it's been cleaned up. It's done. However, with the gangs and the drugs and the human trafficking and politicians, the corrupt ones, that's it's gonna take a while to get it fixed.
So wait, get me up to date now. Are there non-corrupt politicians in South Africa now? Suddenly,
There's two. There's two, but they are undercover.
And they're undercover. Oh, great.
They're undercover. They cannot be exposed or seen or known that it's them. Otherwise, they will eliminate them or somehow make them useless. They won't be able to do the work that they were put here to do.
Well, as far as useless goes, there's nothing more useless than your government, except maybe our leader over here.
They're one and the same. They're just disguised in different human bodies, and they use culture as an excuse, and religion, culture, laws. They manipulate it to suit their agendas, whichever way they can to control us. And the electricity cuts is another form of control, is to create fear in people, so that way then they can control them. The minority is paying for the electricity bill, and the rest are getting it free. What is occurring with electricity cuts or load shedding, as we call it, is that every time you switch off the main grid, which is the electricity in large spaces of cities, towns, suburbs, and then you switch it back on after 2 hours, it is creating pockets of empty air, pockets of empty energy, which the entities are coming through. They come through and they feed on the people's fears and worries and negative energy. That's what's occurring at the moment. They're creating little pockets of portals.
So you're seeing correlation between the garbage that they're pulling right now. We lost you there for a second. Are you with us still?
Yes, I'm with you. Sorry, I
Okay.
didn't come into my era.
I understand before this was going on, the thing previous to it was water problems. And now they've got
first
electrical
it started
problems.
first it was a control of water, and we had water cuts, and we had to buy bottles of 5 liters of water so that we could drink water. And then it was, after the water, it was the COVID. They used that as a manipulation, but the people didn't fall for it. Majority of people didn't fall for it. Thank goodness. Now they've been using in between that. Before that, during the water restrictions, we had the load shedding. It had already begun. Now they have started full on with load shedding, and we are at stage 4 to stage 6. And if it goes above that, it means complete shutdown. It means hours without power. It's affecting business, small business. It affects everybody from low ground right through to the top. What they don't understand is that when people lose their jobs, business closes, it has a ripple effect on everybody else. They're shooting themselves in the foot. They think they're being smart, but they're not. That's not very intelligent. It just does not make sense.
Yeah, they're smart, all right. SMERT, smart, not smart.
Correct. Yes. So now with this type of energy, what they're creating is they're creating energy pockets or little empty pockets, which these entities are coming through. And like the pictures that I sent you, you saw the one of the TOLOSHK. You know which one I mean? The Gagwe.
Yeah.
Okay. You saw that picture. That's what they look like. It's flipping scary. At the time when I first spoke to you, we got photos of those, but I've got them archived, so I can't find them at the moment. We didn't know that it was them. They were hiding underneath the bed, and my niece managed to get 1 or 2 pictures, and so did I. We thought it was just entities coming through and disturbing me. In that time, I managed to communicate with a lady that passed away up here. She was shot by her husband from the 1600s. And I sent her to the light. I got her help. And everything was peaceful for a while. And remember, I sent you the picture of that entity that came through. It was see-through in the back garden that I saw, that it was walking, because we've got pockets of portals that open up, which I do close regularly, but they open up again. And now they decided, let's get in through, let's start mayhem, because they're coming through all at once because of this power situation that we are having. And my niece, she took a selfie because they take selfies at that age. And she said to me, and she was looking at it, she was sitting right next to me, and she was looking at it just to edit and see anything that she had to edit. And she says to me, look at this. I just picked this up. And I saw it, and I sent it to two of my friends to confirm at what I was seeing and what we were seeing. And they said to me, they actually seen more than one. There's about 4 or 5 entities in the picture around each other looking at her. Then she decided, let me take a photo of you in your bedroom and see if there's anything around you. And she picked it up on her phone. Then I said to her, okay, let me do it with my phone. I want to see if my phone picks it up. And it kind of, but not really that clear. Then I turned the phone around, upside down. I was advised, turn it upside down, see if you can pick it up that way, in a contrast reverse position. And I did. It came through that way when I turned it upside down. I don't know why, but it just did. And then my cats are so funny. They are the ones that it actually affects them the most. And they are my bodyguards 24/7 at the moment. They on my bed continuously or around me. The one at the moment is hiding behind the door, waiting there. The other one, he's taking a break. He's left the property, gone somewhere else. And my other one, she's on the bed doing her duty to protect me. She's going to stay here until further notice, until the other one comes back and they change, and then they take turns. And they chase actually the entities from under the bed and around the room and in corners. They sit by the entrance of the door, guarding, and making sure that they come near me. But the thing is, they do when I'm asleep. Then they come and bug me and they wake me up, and I get very angry because I'm sleeping. And so then afterwards I use my abilities and I basically disperse the energy or kill them. Oh, you can't kill the energy, but I disperse the energy. I use light and love, and I just blast them away. And then what happens is that the guides come through and they take them prisoners, like they did this morning, early this morning. I was upset because my sleep gets interrupted from all of this. So I was about to blast all of them. And then afterwards, the guide said to me calmly, I just love them. They're so calm. They say, we are sorting this out. Don't worry. You go back to sleep. So that's what I did. And yeah, that's about it for now. that's what's been occurring at the moment.
Well, historically, the ancient Egyptians used to keep cats around their temples because they believed that the cats had the ability to see invisible, ethereal energy beings, things like that. And even though they couldn't see them, the cats would be able to notice them and let them know that there's something there wandering around the temple that shouldn't be there. And apparently, they also had a connection with guardians of the dead and chasing spirits away anyway. So,
Yes, well, that's what my cats are doing. I notice when there's a spirit around because my cats get very excited. They start to meow. And then after the female, she is a very determined, like I am boss cat. She is the leader in the house. She takes control. So if anything is here and they bother her, she's after them. You would think that she is actually fighting them and she's chasing them away. And my other cat, he goes into sleep mode. Like you'll lie on my bed, he goes into sleep mode and he fights them off etherically that way. And so does my other ginger cat. He also fights them in the astral plane. He goes to sleep. But it's the body language, it's the way the bodies are positioned that gives me an idea of where these entities are located around the room or around the house.
right, they can spot them. Even if we can't see them,
Yes.
they can see them. So, what do you think you're
Yes.
dealing with there? I mean, you've talked before about how, if you got grievances with somebody over there, there's the traditional American way, hire a hitman, or there's the South African way, hire a witch doctor to summon Tokoloshi to kill them. Do you think this is Tokoloshi type stuff, or is it some other kind of entities?
My friend says to me that it is the Tokolosh, because she recognized it. Both of them did, because they're South Africans. And then my other friend from the USA, she confirmed it as well because she helped me to get rid of the last time when they were here. And the guides helped me to get rid of them. Not because of these power surges that's occurring, it's given them access to get on this vibrational level, on this plane at the moment, and they are feeding off the fear of the people. You see, people are giving off fear through the energy, the way they're thinking and behaving, and that's what they're feeding off. It's like a buffet for them. So they are coming through, and just because I'm not giving off fear does not mean that the other people around me aren't.
Right.
So they're feeding off that. So they're around here because they see my energy, they like my energy because I've got a very powerful one, but they can't get access to me because I'm protected continuously, either by myself, my cats, or my guides and my other guides. So, but however, they do attempt to it, especially when I'm asleep and I'm not physically here, or when I am physically here, but spiritually I am not here. It just depends. They try their luck, but they can't. Yes, it is them. I mean, the picture shows it that it is them. It confirmed it. At least I got a visual of it, and I see what it looks like, and I know. They're flipping ugly. That's all I can say. They've always said that they're ugly, but that just shows me how ugly they are. And what I see as well around my room is black shadows. The black shadows are coming past. And then what I do is I do meditation, I put out protection, and I just blast them away with light. But they still attempt to get through. trying their luck with me.
It'd be handy if there was some way to get rid of them permanently. Of course, we know that there's psychic vampires and these negative energy entities of various types and tend to do that. They either cause the mental distress so they can feed on the energy from it, or if there's already plenty of mental distress going on, they're just drawn to it because they've got a big buffet there, and all they have to do is show up and eat. And so, whenever there's these massive problems and lots of people are in chaos and despair and stuff, more of these negative energy entities show up to take advantage of it and get a free meal off of it, which of course has led some people to opine that their superiors are the ones that are actually keeping the world in a constant case of chaos so that they can all eat. And if we ever
Correct.
managed to quit fighting with each other and all went, hey, let's get all backslappy and huggy and sing Kumbaya for a few hours, the fuckers would all die.
The thing is, look, I'm able to fight them off. I mean, the guides, myself, my friends and I, we are fighting them off. We are getting rid of them. It takes a while. It's not something that happens overnight. It takes days and a couple of weeks. But the problem here at the moment is until we have these electricity cuts, these outages, and these power surges coming in and out continuously, we're going to have this problem continuously.
Does it look there's any relief in sight with your idiot government getting their ass together and stopping doing this?
It will happen. It's just that everything happens in time, not our time. But however, the changes are occurring. The wheel just moves very slowly. It's not fast enough for us. However, it is moving. It is happening. The problem is that the people, the human beings, the mankind that is working with the negative forces, even though the negative forces aren't here physically on Earth anymore, and the ones that are, they're being caught and arrested. The ones that are left over and the ones that are in the human bodies, because those are actually shapeshifters, clones.
Yeah, the evil negative entities that are inhabiting human bodies.
Mm-hmm.
We call in the West we call those politicians.
Correct. That's what they are. So now, of course, they are the ones that are put us in the. We are in this position at the moment that we are fighting them. We are going to get there. However, people need to wake up. We are waking people up. I'm planting seeds in people. It's gonna take time. That's my job, is to plant seeds. And until that happens, we are getting there. We are winning. When majority of the people wake up, which they are, they're very confused. They have no idea what's going on. And they are surrounded by these energies that's occurring at the moment. And a lot of them, because they are in fear, confusion, these energies feed off them. However, they need to be assured that we are being looked after. Everybody is being looked after. You just need to believe in yourself, believe that love and light is going to win. We are going to do it. Love is going to take over, and these entities won't be able to get to us anymore. Many of them are chipped. They are, what is the correct word? They have microchips in them. They are not free. A lot of them, what they don't realize is that they are being tracked. That's what I meant to say. They're being tracked. If they attempt to harm any humans or any of us, they get destroyed or they get taken. They cannot harm humans. They're not allowed to harm us in any way. And that's why I say they are, the guides and the people that are looking after us. They are, we are working together and we are getting rid of these negative entities. It just takes time.
And the way to be finally successful is if the whole world wakes up and all starts fighting them at the same time, which of course we refer to as the mega movement, make Earth great again.
Yes. I've been saying to people, I've been planting seeds and saying, collectively, we need to say, enough is enough, stop, we are not going to take this anymore. I've been saying that often now because I'm trying to get through to people to say, enough is enough, and collectively, all of us, we must say, this is it, we are not going to take this anymore, stop, finish, it ends here. That's what people, the population must say. They mustn't have this mentality of victimhood. I'm a victim. You must give to me. The government must look after me. People individually need to take responsibility for themselves, actively say, I am my own sovereign being. I am responsible and I take action and I am. And everything should be fine. They just need to do that. I get it that it's difficult. We have traumas. We've all been hurt. At the moment, people are physically ill. They're mentally ill. Mentally ill, I mean, is that the trauma is causing a lot of mental problems because they're feeling weak. They're feeling unloved. They've been abused. There's a lot of abuse occurring. I pick it up and I hear it and I send out love and light around me. I do it every day. I send out love and light to help people around me, around my neighborhood, around South Africa, globally. And when I hear the stuff that's going on, I just send out love and light because they need it. And it's just to diffuse the negativity, to push them out.
In addition to all these issues that are going on at your house, what else has been happening over there in South Africa? I know you don't have a whole lot of Sasquatch reports or anything like that happen very often. It's been a few years since you've been on. Have you heard any reports outside of your house, of course, in the area of any other weird cryptid activity?
What happened with me was that I was listening to from it was the other guy. He just posted a few days ago, about 5 days ago. It was Sasquatch, Ontario. It was Sasquatch, Ontario. He posted vocalizations, and my friend and I, we were listening to that, and we were saying, "Oh, how cute that is," because he was communicating with this guy, and we thought it was very adorable and it was cute, and we just left it at that. We went our separate ways, and I was about to fall asleep, and then my sister was outside collecting water, and then she heard heavy footsteps over here in our garden, and her dog started to bark, the one that you just heard. She was going crazy, and so she started calling her dogs to come inside, and she felt this energy. So I said to her, "Don't worry, it's nothing that's going to hurt you, but do go inside, preferably." And it was them. Those are my guides. Those Sasquatch are here to keep me safe. They guard my property. I usually hear them talking during the night when I wake up. They are having conversations. It sounds like a chirping sound. It's like from one side of the property to the other side of the property, they are communicating with each other. I know it's them because I have listened to a lot of the vocalizations, and I've listened to the ones that are here. And one will be standing sentinel on the one corner on the front, and the other one will be standing at the back, sentinel, right at the back, and they communicate across the property with each other. That's how I know. And as soon as they hear me, or I telepathically tell them, I can hear you, they stop. Then it comes to a complete stop. They know, because I let them know that I hear them. They don't show themselves to people because it is dangerous, especially over here. With the mentality that there is here, they will get killed.
Mm-hmm.
And over here is mob mentality on anything that's different. They will burn them, they will hang them with a tire, they will stone them to death, they will kill them. What they don't understand is that Sasquatch has got supernatural powers and that they can retaliate and kill them instead if they go after them. So it's best that they keep hidden and people don't see them.
Yep. And I often joke about that. You know, I'm not that worried when I'm in an area where the Sasquatch are around and are used to me being there, because they'll, they pretty much keep an eye on you. Sasquatch have my back. And there's a brand new Sasquatch Has My Back t-shirt up on my swag store at World Bigfoot Central on Teespring. It's World-Bigfoot-Central on Teespring. And I'll make sure to include a picture at the end of the video of this awesome new, and you totally want to own it, Sasquatch Has My Back t-shirt. But not to digress anymore about the awesome t-shirts available at World Bigfoot Radio. Let's get back to the interview here after the quick insert commercial here, where you definitely want one of these Sasquatch Has My Back t-shirts. Absolutely, you must own one. You must own one. Okay, let's get back to the interview. So now I know that there were other things that we talked about in the past, and it makes me wonder if things have ramped up significantly, because it seemed like it used to be that if they wanted to enlist the aid of one of these negative energy beings, they would have to make a simulacra or body for it or something. And then they would take the negative energy Tokoloshi being and they'd have this, like, dead doll body for it or something, so it could walk around and do mayhem. And now they seem to be just like appearing by themselves, sort of thing.
Yes. The energy that we are at the moment, the current energy, even though Earth, Gaia, Earth is changing vibration, the old vibration is still here, that's left behind. So, of course, that's what they are using. That's what they're using to come through. So, of course, until people are in that vibration, which are the ones that are going to be, that are not going to wake up, because many are not going to. That's what causes it. That's what they feed on. So until that there is that energy left over, it's going to cause this. And we, the ones that have woken up and that are able to see behind the physical, we notice it, we pick it up immediately, and we can see them. And we are able to pick it up with our phones now. That's how much energy that they are actually using, enable for us to be able to pick it up with a normal cell phone.
Mm-hmm. And of course, there's been talk about the shifting of the human resonance frequency of the Earth. And as that is shifting, that we could expect that, of course, strange things would be happening, because we haven't had this kind of resonance frequency before. And to make a parallel of, well, like radio, you have a quartz dial on your radio, and as you turn it, it changes the frequency. And all those stations are all there simultaneously. You can only hear one at a time because you're changing the frequency. And as our Schumann resonance frequency is changing, to use the analog, we're moving towards some other radio channel further up the dial. And that stuff is becoming clearer and clearer because we're tuning closer and closer to it. So it's allowing
Correct.
some of these things easier access to our world than what they used to have, and other of these things that didn't used to have any access to our world are now able to get in.
Correct. Absolutely correct. So of course now, hold. Can you put on hold, Duke, just for a second? Yes. So that's what's basically occurring. So as we progress, as we evolve, as as you say, it's like a radio station. I'm able to pick up on all the frequencies, and they notice that because they actually want to be noticed. They want to be seen by me. They want that acknowledgement. It gives them a sense of power, a sense of validation. We are seen, we are. And what they don't seem to understand is that they don't belong here. And now my cat is busy trying to open the cupboard door to go inside to check what's going on over there. That's my black cat. He's the one that is always guarding me continuously. He's my shadow. And I've put salt, I've sprayed salt water, I've done the crystals, all of them, because they like to also come through the cupboards, inside the cupboards, in the shadows. That's what they use. So at the moment, I've got my cat over here. He's peering through, he's opening the cupboard door to check inside and to fight them off at this time now. And my other cat, she's just positioned over there to also fight them off.
I always find that interesting. In a lot of cases, with recurring behavior or that sort of phenomenon going on here in the U.S., you have reports of, like a child will have, there's a monster in my closet.
Correct.
And they're not kidding. There literally is a monster that comes out of the closet. There's like a portal there or something. And a lot of them will have a pet that will be in the room with them and will sit there and just stare at the closet all night. Like they're keeping an eye on it to make sure something isn't going to come out or something. And, you always imagine, well, it's just the imagination of these little kids. Is it?
Yes. Yes, it is. It is actually like that. Adults dismiss them. They shouldn't, because it does have an impact on you as a child and as you become an adult. I've experienced this my whole life. So, and normal people don't. Okay, normal people. We are the normal people. Majority of people don't want to believe it. They will say yes, yes, and kind of. If you look behind me, Duke, you'll see that cupboard over there at the top over there, that slightly opened one. That's how they come through, like that. That's what they use if they can. And I'm not scared of them. They just have to be aware that I am going to blast them with love and light, and they shouldn't be here. That's all. And so, of course, as a child, I used to be scared. I didn't know what was going on. And they would tease me. and sort of like pop out of the corner and go, wow, and scare me. And so I did with my sister. As I grew up, I just dismissed them. I didn't take them too seriously because it's a subject that you can't just speak with anybody about. Only very few select people that understand it.
But even as you grew up and you became an adult, you could still see these things. You know, a lot of
Oh,
people
yes.
when they're beyond the age where they're children, they just sort of lose this capacity. I don't know if they tune it out or what, but it's like, no, this stuff isn't happening anymore. I'm imagining it, and then it isn't happening anymore, or they're just not aware of it.
I never lost that ability. I just didn't speak about it. I just kept quiet. And when my father asked me, why aren't you talking about these things anymore? I said to him, I cannot really speak anymore because people don't believe you. I
Hmm.
said to him, so I'd rather keep quiet, just let it go for now. It's not that I'm not noticing it, not recording it, or anything like that. I'm just not able to say anything. And then slowly, I came into contact with you. I came into contact with Dan, Ocean Mama, and all the right people. And so I'm
Robin
able
McRae.
to, Robin McRae, she's been a great help. I've been able to speak the truth and get the message out there of what's going on.
Right on. So, are there locals in your area there in South Africa that you're communicating with that know that this stuff is going on and they're doing something about it too?
Yes, I am in contact with one lady. She's one of my good friends. She's got it worse than me. She has my labs that have been targeting her. She's been used in my labs, but at the moment they're not because my guides are protecting her, her guides are protecting her. But they've tried to attack me as well using infrared sound and other mental devices telepathically to get through to us, but they can't. They try, but they can't. However, they torture her with with those frequencies that she gets literally physically sick, and she also fights off the entities. She's a very powerful lady. However, they full on target her, and I try and help her so that it's not so bad. At the moment, it's not so bad because we are going higher up in energy in our vibration. So it's more difficult to target us, but they still attempted in every possible way they can. What the ones that are left over on Earth.
I would think when they find that people that are aware of them and can basically protect themselves from them, like you, that they would tend to want to dogpile on you and eliminate you as a
Yes.
threat, so you get even more activity.
At the moment, I am restricted to my house. I haven't been able to actually go out for about a month. They've restricted me my movements because my sister, she came to me and she's not like us at all, Duke. And she's a normal third D person. She came to me and she said to me, you cannot go out. She said to me, you are in danger. And I just felt that I need to let you know that you cannot go out. And that I took as a warning. And when I asked them, they actually don't want me to go out at the moment. The way and the helicopter just drove flying past. I've got an helicopter that's flying around. That's what I mean. It's things like this. As soon as I start to speak out, like I am speaking with you, they try to stop me from doing it, but they can't because I've got protection around me. They're trying to locate me, but they can't locate me. They're busy flying and they flew past because they actually can't see me.
Good for you. Yeah, I know they mess with Robin all the time too. And she was over in Michigan for a few weeks, and the Space Boys showed up at her house trying to figure out where she was and couldn't find her. And
Sometimes what there's my sister, she's the one that first notices it first. However, third dish is she picks up on everything because she's constantly on alert. And she'll say to me, there's a car parked just a few meters away in front of our road and watching us. And she says to me, Marilena, did you just see that? There's a suspicious car parked over there. And I go look, and it's weird. A normal person, when they're parked in the car, you can see them, correct?
right, yeah.
You can see them. You can see their faces, however, a much shadow and whatever there is. Instead, with these ones, it's total blackness. It's like a black figure that's sitting in that car. You cannot see them.
So wait, now the shadow people have learned how to drive cars in South Africa? Is that what you're telling me?
They're not shadow people. They are entities in human form, and they actually sit in the car. It's black. They are black figures. They're normal human beings, but however, when they are in the original energy, or at least I can see them for what they are. I'm able to percept what they look like. Somebody else next to me might not see it. They might just see a normal person, a normal man sitting over there. But I see what they are.
So these aren't the men in black, these are the men of black.
Yes. Yes.
The men of black. Do you have any idea what the hell these things are? Are they, actually like working for medicine men or witch doctors, or are they just all on their own, organized, or?
No, this is definitely something much bigger than sangomas, medicine men, witches. It is much bigger than that. This is big stuff that we are talking about over here. And now I'm just thinking, okay, after we finish this conversation, I need to put up a big protection, very strong shield to protect everybody around the house over here, because they are going to come looking.
So you don't think they're working through human intermediaries? You think they pretty much got their own agenda and they're just working with themselves?
Probably. I wouldn't be surprised if they are. They are using human intermediate, but those are the minions. Basically, these are the minions that have been left behind. They are the ones that are doing the footwork for the higher entities which are not on Earth. So they are scouting and they are giving off information to the higher beings of the negative ones.
Yeah. Or
That's
lower beings, as we might think of them.
Or lower beings, yes. And that's what I'm picking up on. That's what I'm seeing.
Wow.
So of course that's why I am not prohibited, but I am warned. I am sort of like advised: do not go out there. Do not go out in the public because they are there, and they're look. They've been trying to kill me since I was a baby. They've attempted many coups on trying to physically kill me. Stabbings, car accidents, making me fall so that I could break my back. I have a lower injury on my back because the put something on the floor so that I slipped, and I went flying into the air, and I slammed on my lower back. My sister was standing right next to me when it happened. She saw me. She said to me, I was about a meter off the ground when I came flying down, slamming on my back. And the first time they literally tripped me over my feet outside. There's 2 stairs, and I was supposed to hit my head and die. And an angel, either an angel or one of my guides, as I was in midair, picked me up and gently put me on the ground because I was supposed to die on that day. The other one was at work when I was working at the horticultural nursery. I was going to the back. My 2 colleagues were coming in the opposite direction around the corner of the building. He was holding a sheep shear, and that's to cut the edges with, and they're very pointy and sharp. At the speed that we were going towards each other and we didn't see each other, he stabbed me in my abdomen. I felt this powerful force pushing the shears away from me. In the process, it spun me around and cut my little pinky. And the blood started gushing out, and he thought he had stabbed me. Those shears were supposed to stab me right through my abdomen into my heart. They were supposed to kill me on that day. And I spent hours at the hospital just for a pinky, but my life was spared. I was saved. And then after that, they attempted to kill me again by a taxi taking over a line of traffic in the traffic in a one lane. I was supposed to cross over, and the other cars gave me way. They stopped so that I could cross over. He decided, I don't know what came into his head, he decided to take over and go in the opposite direction, and he was supposed to hit me at full speed. And just by a hair, I am not joking, it didn't hit me. You should have seen his expression. I was pissed. And you should have seen his expression, because it was like I looked at him and I said to him, what the hell? And his face, he could not believe it, what he was doing. That was one of the last ones. After that, I'm not sure if they stopped attempting, but they haven't been able to get through to me. That was in 2019. 2019 and 2020, that's when we had the COVID and we went in complete lockdown, and that's when they couldn't get through to me anymore.
You know, it's interesting because I've had a lot of those situations over the years too, where it's like I should have been killed, and for some bizarre reason, I didn't get killed. And, you know, shot, stabbed, poisoned, electrocuted, frozen, clinging to cliffs during thunder showers, rolling boulders coming down mountains, trapped in underwater caves. I could go on and on. There's over 24 times that I absolutely should have been dead, but I'm not. I'm still talking on this microphone, aren't I? So there's somebody else keeping an eye out for me, and I don't know if it's Sasquatch has my back or guardian angel or combination or who it is exactly, but too many weird situations where I absolutely shouldn't have survived it, but still, here I am. So, hi, universe. Hope you're highly annoyed that I'm still here.
Universe is not annoyed that you're here. You're one of us. You're here to spread the truth. You're here to speak the truth and to make people aware of what's going on. Sasquatch has your back because you're one of them. So
They just like me because I'm one of the good guys.
Yes, they see through our hearts. They can feel our energy. They can hear our thoughts, and they can see into our minds. So, of course, they will know what we are thinking and what we are feeling, so they will pick it up. So if you have a certain energy and certain thoughts, they will know. And it's like me. I pick up on people's thoughts and energies. That's how I read people. I mean, okay, I use telepathy, but mostly is I pick up on the energy. That's the first thing. And I can tell you within a couple of minutes what your thoughts are on what my energy, on the energy that I'm reading and where you're coming from. And as I get to know you, then I get all the information. But it comes in slowly, but it does. So imagine Sasquatch that have got more higher capabilities than us. They're picking up on everything.
Yeah. Yeah, and they have different levels of training too. I mean, their baseline starts at way more psychic than we are. And they go up to the level where they can do stuff that we can't even think about, what that's even possible. Yeah, and they can do it.
Yes. So if I can do it, imagine them. They can do it much more than me. I'm still a baby compared to them.
Yeah. Yeah, I know how psychic they are because we'll make a plan to go up to the mountains and go visit them for the weekend or something, right? And I'll be talking to Robin like 3 days before we go, and she goes, "Well, they're already looking forward to you showing up." I'm like, well, we're not going to be there for 3 days. Yeah, but they know you're coming. Oh, okay.
They are lovely. Once you get to know them, they are so nice. It's just that you need to have set rules with them. You need to put boundaries down, like with all other entities. That this is that you do not cross this line and you do not invade my space. Also, you don't give them the opportunity to invade your space or become too familiarized with you.
Well, I'm at the point now where they give me presents, so I have to I have to carry their presents around. They're starting to give me rocks that they like for some reason, so I've got this weird rock collection that the Sasquatch are giving me at this point.
That's sweet. Usually, what I do when I put up shields around the property, a lot of the times I use my crystals. And the one time they were playing pranks on me, and they made one of the crystals disappear. I'd put it in a certain spot, so I knew where it was because I was doing the protection at each crystal, putting up the shields. And when I went to that spot where the crystal was, I couldn't find it. So then I called everybody and I said, I'm looking for my crystal. It's disappeared. It was right here. So everybody's walking around that area and we cannot see it. And then after my niece says to me, look, it's Tabia on the pavement, just a meter away.
Wow.
They've moved it.
Yeah, speaking of crystals, that was the first thing. I was up there hanging around in this one area where they're at for years and years and years and years. And finally, I guess, because I wasn't giving them goodies, they decided that they would initiate the whole thing and gave me a bunch of presents. And when I found it, I was like, this can't be from them. But, this is so strange because this is where I usually park my vehicle. And right next to the passenger side where the front of the vehicle always sits, there's this big pile of orange looking weird rocks, which, as it turns out, all of them are quartz. And there's enough of them to fill 3 coffee cans. And they're all laying there in a pile. And who the hell is going to walk around all day long collecting up all these weird rocks and then just leave them and not take them with? That doesn't make any sense. And there was another additional one that was exactly identical. It was sitting right where I always put my tent. And there was a third one that was down in the river where I always put my stuff to cool it. So I kind of went, this is too coincidental. And I called Robin. And she said, yeah, they left those for you. Those are presents. And I went, oh. When I took a closer look at them, they were all quartz. All of them were quartz.
I saw the matriarch of the clan, of the one clan, the matriarch, the mother, the leader of the Sasquatch. I saw her. and she's fierce. That's all I can say. She's fierce. She's got dark brown hair, very dark brown hair. They're hairy, but they're not that hairy. She's quite big. She's muscular, and she's quite big. And
Like quite big. How many? Put it in feet, not meters. How tall is she?
I cannot speak in feet because in my mind
Well, the roof inside your house is 8 feet. So how close is she to the inside roof of your house?
she'll be like above the roof, so that would be 4 feet, right?
Yeah,
No, wait.
well,
The walls are 6 feet. I am 5'4", so
average
she will
interior
be,
height of the ceiling in a house is 8 feet.
yeah, she'll be about that size, 8 feet. I saw her walking, but that was only me. I'm the only one that saw her, nobody else. And she's about that height. All I can say is that she's fierce.
Is there a group of them that are actually native to that area, or are they just, portal hoppers?
They are portal hoppers. They come and they go. At the moment, it's winter, yes, so they're not here. They only come if they feel that I need help, like at the moment. Then one of them will come. That's one of my guardians. And because they each individually, specifically, look after one human being that they're connected with. And then after they've got their own families, they introduced me to their baby about 2 years ago.
Oh, cute.
A beautiful golden child. He is absolutely gorgeous. They brought him to my house, but they don't come near me. And they were inside, and they let me see him from down the passage. And he at the time when he was a baby, he was already my height. And he had this like brown golden curls and beautiful blue eyes. And he was smiling at me, and they said to me, "This is our son." But that was the only time that I saw him. And then afterwards, I haven't seen them since.
Cool. Yeah, me and one of my friends were enjoying a video from a channel called Swan Lake Bigfoot, and he had a best of from last summer. Was the best tree structures that he got at the beginning of the video, and then the best facial pictures that he got of Bigfoot at the end of it. And the best one of all was this little bitty one that was sitting in this bush watching him. And if you look at it really close, you could actually see him blink with both eyes at one point. And this big blink, blink.
Majority of people would think, okay, you saw them inside your house. What they don't understand is that they also can change ethic in the ethereal form. They can shrink in size. They can make themselves smaller so that they can fit inside your environment. But if you have a good, positive relationship with them and there's boundaries, they're not going to hurt you.
That's another thing to think about. Some of these negative energy entities. We had Mark Barton's incident in the Green Swamp, and when he escaped from there, thanks to the aid of a female Bigfoot, actually, he probably doesn't even realize that, he got back to his apartment, and of course, the negative being had found him right away and was outside the apartment. Now, here's an important point. The Sasquatch don't need you to invite them in. If something has to have permission from you to get in there, it's not a Sasquatch.
Correct.
And that was the thing that was going on there. This is one of those negative energy beings. It's just like a vampire. It can't come into your house unless you give it permission. Black-eyed kids can't come into your house unless you give them permission. Same thing with these damn things. They can't come into your house unless you give them permission.
I had black-eyed beans or black-eyed children or beans adults trying to get access to me. that was in the period from 2016 to 2018. I managed to stop them. They kept on appearing to me, and I couldn't figure out what they were. I was very curious, which also attracts them, by the way, your curiosity.
Yeah.
And because I didn't know what they were, I just come into contact with them, not physically, but I was seeing them. So, of course, not outside, always far away from me, because I pick up on the energy. So then after I was asking around and nobody knew what I was talking about. And then I came across the information on YouTube. Okay, fine, I get it, what they are. And then after that's when I started putting up shield against them and around me so that they couldn't come through, because they were at my gate in front wanting to come in, and I blasted them out and I told them, you're not coming back here, you stay away from me. And they're staying away from me. They cannot get through.
Yes. Damn straight. Way to block those negative energy entities.
No, you come in my way and you start nonsense with me, I will tell you exactly where you can go jump. Yeah, you can go into an active volcano and throw yourself in there. That's the best way. Just don't mess around with me. I'm not that type of person.
Yeah, if only you could just march them right on in there and you wouldn't have to even tell them to do it. Just march them right on in there. Get in that volcano. Goodbye. Poof.
Yes.
Nature's bug zapper. Well,
Yeah.
here we are running. We are now officially running overtime. Was there any other events or anything like that that you wanted to share with everyone before we go?
No, nothing. Nothing at the moment.
Well, make sure that you keep us updated. How we you got a bunch of friends over here in the United States and keep hoping that you can escape from South Africa and get out of there at some point, because we all feel that it's not only the supernatural aspect, but just the natural aspect of the political situation and everything that's going on over there. It's extremely dangerous living there. And we really kind of wish you would get the hell out of that country, to be honest with you.
I'm trying. I'm trying.
Well, everybody that's watching the show, pray for her. Give her the positive energy that she needs to get this big karmic bubble that will drag her out of South Africa, and get her to the chopper so she can escape from South Africa.
Okay. Thank you so much, Duke. I appreciate it.
You're very welcome. Thank you for coming on the show and updating everyone. And again, I hope you can keep the situation in hand, and you haven't got outside influences that are helping push these things at you, like witch doctors sending Tokolosha and stuff like that. It's bad enough with you and your guides having to just deal with the entities that you're encountering organically without somebody actually throwing them at you.
You see, the thing is, I am shielded. I am, how do you say, camouflaged? Because they did attempt, the witch doctors, they did attempt to get through. They were getting through into the house, and I caught them, and I told them, you're not allowed over here, and I will blast them away. And of course, with light. It happened more than once. I think Robin knows about it. That's when it happened, and she was able to help me on how to get rid of them. And this was the Sangomas. They were trying to get through. So of course I told them, under circumstance, are you allowed in my space or on my property? You get out now. And I sent them packing. And they haven't attempted since. They know if they tried, there's going to be trouble for them. And like I said, we all been watched. We all been tracked, and we all been watched. So they must not attempt to come to me or to come at me, because there will be consequences.
Yeah, I know some of those little gray probe happy saucer jockeys found out about the consequences when they went after Robin one time. It didn't work out well for them. But anyway, again, thank you for being on the show. Please be super careful over there, and hopefully
I
someday
will.
we
Thank
we can
you.
get you safely out of South Africa and maybe to a little bit safer to live in country. You know, I hear Montana's nice.
I've heard. I've heard.
All right, dear. Thank you.
Thank you.
Everybody else out there, always remember the usual rules apply. And if you can't remember them, I'm going to recite them right now. And meanwhile, take care of everybody else and be kind to everybody else. And don't be a dum-dum. And stay away from the evil entities and the probe happy saucer jockeys. And don't hug the Wookiees.